Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So today is kind of like an unboxing video. It's a game that was actually donated to me from the Game Czar, which I've actually done two videos on already. I've done a video showcasing their trade show booth and how they sell their merch and just the type of stuff that they offer. But I also did a small video when I got a donation from them. Or not a donation, sorry. This was actually just, they wanted to say thank you for doing the video. And so they sent this to me, and I did a video on that. I did a kind of an unboxing, because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what they sent me. They didn't tell me. It was a surprise. But yeah, so this was more of a request than it was of a donation. Because Michael Suit, the guy who is part of the Game Czar, he asked me if I was willing to review a game on the Commodore 64, and it was a game that he always liked as a child, I guess. He kind of grew up with it or something, and he really enjoyed it. He really had a lot of fun, and he tried finding reviews on it online. He couldn't find anything. He found like one video that kind of had the soundtrack or something like that. So I thought maybe he should reach out to me and see if I would be willing to do it. I'm like, sure, I'm always willing to look into games. I'm always willing to take a challenge. It is a space-style game. It's called the ARGOS Expedition. I mean, this is a serious box. I mean, casing that this came in. Now, it's made by the Children's Television Workshop, so it's actually an educational game. It's a learning game. So they probably made a whole ton of these type of things. CBS software. I'm sure this was kind of designed to be, in the classroom. Because when I was a kid, when I was playing on my Commodore 64 a lot, and by the time I got into school, like middle school and stuff, we had Commodore 64s, and every classroom, or almost every classroom, had at least one. It's not like today where the computers were pretty much everywhere. So it was pretty special to actually have a Commodore 64 in the classroom. And we didn't just play like Donkey Kong. We played, educational stuff. Obviously, you're in school. Periodically, I would bring in a disc or two, like Ghostbusters, and we would have, the teacher would let us have a little bit of playtime before the end of class. But most of the time, you were doing stuff like this. And I actually don't own anything like this, or not, until I got this one. So I've never actually played something like this. I don't remember what I would have done in school, because I also know we had the PET computer, the Commodore PET, which kind of predates the Commodore 64. It had the monochrome screen, everything was built in. Real cool looking computer. People still collect them today. I probably would have done stuff on that. So this is kind of interesting, and I was quite surprised to see the packaging when I opened it up after he sent it to me. And so I thought, how am I going to approach this? And I figured I should do two videos. I should do a video showcasing what's inside here, just to get that part out of the way. Then I'm going to have to actually read the manual. I'm going to have to figure out how to play this thing, and make a second video of the actual gameplay and how it works. Yeah, I mean, this thing looks pretty serious too. It says it's for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and older, so I fit in that older category. But, the 2-player worries me. But I wonder if there's a way to actually, figure out to do it. I don't think it actually need 2 human beings. So, hopefully not. So, it opens up like a book. And, lots of games do this. Sega Genesis, Sega Master System. Heck, even the Intellivision opens up like a book. So, that's pretty neat. But it's the hard plastic. More close to the Genesis style. And we got the manual here. That's the first thing you see is the manual. Pretty cool looking. I mean, it's black and white. So, it's, you see there. Not sure what the year is. Maybe I can find it in here. Usually in the copyright area. 1984. Okay. So, nothing on the back there to get excited about. But yeah, it's quite a thick manual. No, not that thick, but it's going to be a little bit of reading for me. And then they got this, like, green foam, which is nice, because it protects everything. Ooh, foam. The warranty card fell. I think that's the, what is this? Oh, the business reply. You get all these, you always get these in the old video games. Often people toss these things. And then there's this other thing here. Not sure what this is. Oh, it's a catalog. Educational entertainment and enrichment software for your Atari, your Apple, your Atari, Commodore, and IBM personal computer. So that's pretty cool. So it's talking about all the different computers, and I'm going to guess that it's just going to be a catalog that you would typically find like these. So you can get all the different kinds of Sesame Street games. I know there's some Sesame Street games on the Atari 2600. I don't have any yet. One day I hope to get some. They actually use the keypad. So yeah, I'd have to also get a keypad. I know I can use the Star Raiders one, but yeah, it's nice pictures, nice drawings. Reminds me of the old catalogs I used to look at. Well, this is an old catalog, so that makes sense. You know, I used to love going through all these. Look at that, Peanut Butter Panic. I did a video on that game already. My good friend Willie from Arcade USA sent me the cartridge for the Commodore 64. That's cool to see that in there. Lots of educational games. I didn't realize, but you know, the Commodore 64 had like 10,000 games or something like that in its library, maybe even more. So there's quite a bit. So lots of good stuff in there. And we got this. This was interesting. Now this caught my eye right away. There was a deck of cards in here. I'm just gonna hold that up so you can see it. The ARGOS Expedition. All the backings seem to look the same, which makes me wonder if you have to shuffle to play this. The front, though, not a whole lot of excitement going on, just text. But as you can see, I mean, what has it got there? It's got, I'm going to hold that one up there. So this one I got client Magellanic Mines, goal, raw material, artifact, fee, triple reward for each, conditions, both own more than 20 shares and deliver artifact intact to mission control, secret 934. So I don't know what any of this means. I haven't actually read the manual yet. I literally just got this in the mail today. But I'm sure that this is basically how you play the game. This is probably critical to playing the game. Without this, you probably can't play it. That's what I'm assuming. I'm also assuming you would probably shuffle this, unless you would, I don't know, the numbers are kind of all over the place. So, yeah, it would be interesting to find out. I've never seen a deck of cards sold with a video game before. Actually, one more in here. And so, the last bit to show off here is obviously the games and their discs. Now, I mean, discs are always scary because they could easily lose the data on them. In fact, it even tells you like 100 ways to not lose the data on these things. Precision surface, no fingers, don't touch it. For your disk's sake, in the system to insert disk carefully. Yeah, don't wedge it in there. Magnetic fields, erase, keep them away. Keep it safe in the envelope when not in use. Bending and folding may damage, and keep disks at a comfortable temperature. I was kind of worried about that because this was sitting in my mailbox and it's freaking hot outside right now. It's like, well, for us it is. I mean, I'm in Canada, so when we get plus 30 degrees weather, it's hot. So hopefully everything's okay. Funny side note, I've always been told, and you know, I kind of just learned this, at least I think I've learned this, but I was always told that the disk drive for the Commodore 64, if you were to put the disk on top of it, it will erase the disk. And I kind of put that in a posting on Atari Age, and people were laughing at me, essentially saying that's bull, and that's fake news, and that doesn't happen, and you're full of crap. And I was like, what? I mean, I was always told that. In fact, I even remember when I was a kid, I had a game, it was actually Mr. Robot and his Robot Factory, and I remember I was trying to save a copy of it for my friend, and then we took it out of the disk drive, put it on top, and it erased it. And so I don't know what happened, but maybe from that point I always just thought it was true. I want to know, is it really true I'm almost tempted to actually do an experiment, find a disk that I don't care about, and see if it'll actually work. Because that's something I was always told, that the disk drive, I guess when plugged in or something, if you were to take the disk out, put it on top, it will erase it. I don't know. That's just a side note thing. I just thought it was kind of odd that I've always thought that way, and now I'm sort of being corrected. So if anybody watching this video knows a hell of a lot about the Commodore 64 and the disk drive and this stuff, let me know why I think that, or why I was told that, and if it's even true or remotely true. Just a side funny note. Anyways, yeah, so this is going to be exciting. I'm going to actually spend some time, read this, plug it in, hopefully it works. That's going to be the first part. Hopefully the games work. And I'm going to see how I can play this. And I want to do some video footage of it. I want to give my reactions to it and kind of my 2 cents on the game and see how it is. And see what's so exciting about this game, because he seemed to speak highly of it. They give a screenshot there. It doesn't look too exciting though. I mean, that's just a control panel with some kind of swirly thing on there. I think they could have used something else that might have been more appealing than that. But I guess they were limited on graphics back then. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Let me know what you think. Have you ever played this? Have you ever heard of this? And if you can chime in on that last bit that I threw in there about the whole disk erasing thing. Because I don't know why I was always told that. And now all of a sudden it feels like my whole life has been a lie. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe to my channel. Talk to you later.